What's going on, ladies and gents? I'm back at it again with another Anthem Minute. This is, of course, the series where I like to discuss Anthem news, some of the recent community topics. I'm just going to be doing an opinion piece for this video, just like a mini rant. Just want to let you guys know I'm not really going to be sharing any crazy news. The only news that I'm going to be sharing is that this coming Monday, a patch is going to be dropping for the game. It's not going to bring any major changes or anything like that, but the patch that's going to be coming out on Monday is going to be fixing the bug with Elysian caches. They are now going to be showing you what you got as soon as you open them. And another thing that's coming on Monday's patch is that your chances of getting gear for other javelins is going to be drastically reduced. So that means, for example, let's say that you got a legendary in your Colossus, while you were playing the Colossus, you're going to end up getting an actual legendary for the Colossus instead of course, the Storm. That was a problem that a lot of people were facing. I faced that problem as well. The other day I did a Grandmaster 3 mission and I got 6 Masterworks, and 5 of the Masterworks that I got weren't for the Javelin that I was playing, which was my Colossus. It was very, very frustrating, specifically since I'm trying to get the, I forgot the name of the autocannon, the Infinity something. I forgot what it's called. Again, I apologize, but whatever, right? We're getting a patch, hopefully mid-April, and that patch is going to be adding content. And this is why I'm concerned about the future of Anthem, because maybe that patch is not going to be adding what the game actually needs: loot and progression. And I just want to bring you guys an actual example real quick. I probably have about 400 to 600 hours in Fortnite Save the World, a game that it's literally about killing zombies. All that you do in Fortnite Save the World is killing zombies. So how is it that I'm so addicted to that PvE game, right? Well, I keep going back to Fortnite PvE because it's awesome. The grind in that game is actually satisfying, and it's not extremely grindy. It actually has a fair grind. On top of all, there are so many things to grind for in that game. Increasing the level of heroes, grinding after heroes, doing new quest lines that get added after a couple of months so that you can get new heroes, getting gold to buy the new weapons. That they add a new weapon every single week or a new hero every single week. They're constantly adding content into the game, and you always have things to strive for, like making your weapons like fully legendary, coming up with specific builds. Guys, if you're an Anthem player and you're looking for a great PvE game, check out Fortnite Save the World, specifically since I have a lot of Save the World beginner guys as well. But the point is, I play a game that it's all about killing zombies nonstop for so many hours because it has progression. It has multiple forms of progression, and the progression in that game is satisfying. Something that sadly Anthem doesn't have at the moment. I wanted to make this video also to take a look at the positive side of things in Anthem. Hopefully in the future, loot and progression is actually fair in this game, and it's not built in a way that holds back player progression. In the Kotaku article, a Bioware employee talked about how the Tomb quest line, when they first created it, was designed to have a couple of, it was supposed to have like a gap so that you couldn't like advance it after a couple of days of like real life time. Long story short, the Tomb quest line was actually designed to hold player progression back when it came down to the story. So let me tell you guys this. If they tried holding back progression when it came down to the story, what makes you think that Bioware doesn't want to hold back loot and progression when it comes down to the actual progression system that is in the game? I'm not really going to argue about it in the comments, but multiple people on Reddit have dropped in-depth posts why even quick progression isn't something that is going to be ruining Anthem because of the huge amount of builds that this game actually has. On top of all that, I'm not even asking for fast progression. I'm just asking for fair progression. And again, it's something that if we don't get in the next patch, this game is going to keep losing out on more and more players, alright? That's why I'm concerned about this game, is because if they just keep adding content but the loot and progression doesn't get better, this game is just going to die out. there's only so much bullshit that a gamer can take until he just decides to say fuck it and just stop supporting a specific game. A perfect example of this is Destiny 2. I supported Destiny since pre-alpha, and I always made a lot of Destiny videos on the channel. But Destiny wasn't a perfect game and it had a lot of issues, specifically content scarcity problems. Then Luke Smith and Bungie literally promised that Destiny 2 was going to fix a lot of the content scarcity problems and it was going to be a game that was constantly going to be evolving, blah blah blah. Destiny 2 was garbage, and literally all of the endgame content was wasted in about a week. Destiny didn't have a problem with progression, but it had a problem with content, and Anthem is the other way around. I don't really think Anthem lacks content. I mean, there's a lot of replayability on Grandmaster 3 and Grandmaster 2 when it comes down to legendary missions, legendary contracts, and strongholds. I actually don't mind doing the same things over and over again for a couple of months. I just want progression, right? I just want, you know, to be able to progress my build and be able to try out different builds in, of course, this game, while of course having a fair progression system. A Redditor actually went to the Anthem subreddit. He made a post and he shared, of course, the legendary gear that he got for his Ranger. The roles are, I'm going to link his post in the description so that you guys can see his roles more clearly, but he got 23% more gear damage, 9% more damage to the Javelin, and 15% more ammo pickup amounts. Those are shit rolls for a legendary. They're actually not that bad. I guess you could say they're pretty respectable in Grandmaster 2, specifically that 23% gear damage. But if you're talking about a min-maxing experience, Anthem doesn't have min-maxing. It is literally mathematically against you. Again, not going to be arguing with anyone in the comments because it has been proven multiple times by smarter people that are way smarter than me that the Anthem progression system is busted. So the thing is, legendaries don't drop as much, and players are sometimes getting legendaries. And according to the comments that I've seen from you guys, right, a lot of players are always telling me if I get a legendary, it doesn't benefit my build, or it probably has terrible rolls. And if I do get a legendary with good rolls, there are other rolls that the legendary has that aren't really great and aren't actually legendary. Let's face it, we've all opened up a ton of masterworks in the past only to realize that none of those masterworks actually progress our builds and are actually really good. The reason why I take progression very seriously is because, like I said, you know, for me, a PvE game, it's all about progression, and Fortnite Save the World just does progression so great. I mean, again, all you do in that game is kill zombies. The gameplay loop might be extremely boring to some people, and the reason why the gameplay loop isn't boring for me when it comes down to Fortnite PvE is because it's all about build for me. It's not about the gameplay. It's about the gameplay experience that I decide to customize. And that's how I want to finish off this video, because I actually think Anthem has a ton of potential for this. If they are able to get loot and progression right, players are actually going to come back to this game and actually enjoy it, because this is honestly the funnest PvE game that I have ever played when it comes down to its actual gameplay mechanics. Another thing, and the last thing that I want to talk about, is I really hope that they definitely come up with a gear scoring system soon, because every time that I load into a Grandmaster 2 or Grandmaster 3 stronghold, I get like javelins that are epic javelins, right? Or I get people that are very under level. They're dying instantly. They don't know how to pull in their weight, and that actually affects the gameplay experience as much. The other day I had a guy tell me, well, if you're an epic javelin, what are you supposed to do? You know, if you want to get legendaries. He actually didn't know that, you know, he forgot about Masterwork legendary category. But the point is that if you're an epic javelin, you gotta jump into Grandmaster 1 and become a Masterwork javelin, and then make the jump to Grandmaster 2 so that you can actually help teammates. I actually don't even blame underleveled players that go into my missions, because it's not their fault. It's Bioware's fault for developing, you know, such a shitty game, man. The Kotaku article was really depressing, and that's why I decided not to cover it. It's true. It's definitely Bioware's fault, and I'm glad that they are paying up, you know, that there's consequences to all of the shit that they piled up. On top of all that, man, honestly, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I just don't really trust Bioware, guys. I mean, they have lied about so many things, specifically this game's development. They said that they developed the game over the course of 6 years, and they actually developed the gameplay aspects of the game in a year and like a couple of months. A year and 8 months, I think. See, they're using sort of shady marketing tactics and shady wording to actually dish out a message, all right? Like, yeah, it took them 6 years to actually make this game, but not really. You know, they're just counting pre-production as actual time that it took them to get the game. Overall, I welcome the new content that is going to be coming in this April update. But the truth is, I also really want, you know, the content that we're going to be getting to actually be meaningful. If the content that we're getting on, you know, the future of April, if it's great, guess what? If there isn't loot and progression, the players, they're just not going to be happy about it, right? Players are going to be leaving. Anthem is losing players. I guess you could say that Anthem is dying, and that's something that sucks, all right? Because despite the fact that this game has issues, I like the game and I want to play it. And the fact that I have made a ton of crazy good in-depth guides for Anthem just goes to show how much I actually care about this game. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, you know, just sharing my thoughts on Anthem, since I haven't made an Anthem minute recently, and you know, you guys are probably wondering what are some of my opinions on this. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll be seeing you guys on another Anthem project that'll hopefully be dropping mid next week.